Incorrect prediction 2024. But first, please help my humble channel to grow. Like, subscribe, share, comment, any combination thereof. Why? Because you're beautiful on the inside and on the outside. That's why. So, in referencing the Lion King, Scar, and the Cackling Hyena, I made a prediction that just like they stole the throne from the Lion King back in 2020, so they would steal the throne from him again, and that God would squeeze the throne out of the Cackling Hyena's hand, just like he did from Scar. And I was incorrect. I was completely and totally and utterly incorrect. Now I want to share with you guys a vision. And when it came to that prediction, I did not say the Lord said that. I said that the Lord gave me permission to share this prediction, but it's not prophetic. It's not a vision because I didn't see it as a vision. But this is a vision from the Lord. So back in 2020, the Lord told me that the Lion King would win the throne again. And he did, but they stole the throne from him. So I was tripping. I was like, what happened? I thought the Lord was communicating to me. How is it that Scar and this Cackling Hyena are going to take the throne? And so later I found out that they had stolen the throne. Scar, the Cackling Hyena, and the devils that are behind them. So then the Lord gave me a vision where he showed essentially Scar and the Cackling Hyena had their hands on the scepter of the throne that's necessary in order for them to take the throne. And they were so happy because they knew they took that scepter. They had both of them, Scar and their Cackling Hyena, simultaneously had their hands on the scepter of the throne of the Lion King, where he was supposed to serve out his throne from 2020 to 2024. And then this hand comes out of heaven. It takes a hold of both Scar and the Cackling Hyena's hand at the same time. And it slowly but surely begins to squeeze their wrists tighter and tighter like this, to the point where now that they've stolen the throne, it looks as though God is going to squeeze all of the life out of their throne. So eventually, Scar and the Cackling Hyena in this vision, they can no longer take the pressure of God squeezing their hand. And so they let go of the scepter and they return it back to to the Lion King. So I didn't think it was going to take over 3 years, but Scar relinquished the throne. The wicked people behind him decided that he had too much dementia and senility to still try to steal the throne for him again, that would be impossible for 2024. So they made him relinquish the throne. So that fit with what God, the vision that God showed me. And the way I interpreted that vision was that it wouldn't have to do with people choosing the next king, but that it would be God's doing. And so I felt like the way the way Scar was forced to relinquish the throne, to me was consistent with that vision. It was God who got rid of Scar. And so I assumed it was going to be God who was going to get rid of the Cackling Hyena as well. However, what obviously the Cackling Hyena was voted out. The Cackling Hyena will not take the throne. So it did play a role with voting. So my interpretation of that vision wasn't completely correct. I'm convinced the vision was from God. Now, I didn't even know this, you guys. Apparently, the vice president, I guess they have to cast the final vote for the next king to take the throne for 2024 to 2028. And so quite literally, the Cackling Hyena will be forced to literally relinquish the scepter of the throne and the throne back to the Lion King where it rightly belongs, from whom they stole it. Really, we know that the Cackling Hyena and Scar are just the two of them are not intelligent enough. They're not smart enough to steal the throne. It was the wicked devils behind them, the deep state devils, the military industrial complex devils. globalist so-called elite devils that stole the throne from the Lion King and delivered it over to the Cackling Hyena and Scar. But regardless, I didn't realize that the vice president is the last person to cast their vote to confirm the coronation of the next king. So she quite literally will be forced. And because the vote was so powerful, the Cackling Hyena will be forced. She'll have no choice but to relinquish the throne right straight back to President Donald, right straight back to the Lion King, the way she was supposed, the way yeah, she's not going to have any choice but to do that. And so really I believe that that too is the fulfilling of God's vision, that the Most High God would take a hold of their hands, he would squeeze their hands, and he would make them to relinquish the throne. Scar because of his dimension senility, the Cackling Hyena because she happens to be the VP, and the VP cast the final vote, and they kind of like Pence, who is he's another hack of the deep state and the military industrial complex. He was part of this whole conspiracy to steal the throne from the Lion King back in 2020. But yeah, this Cackling Hyena, she will oversee the Senate vote confirming the Lion King's next 4 years on the throne. She will oversee the Senate, and she will be the one to officially say, I don't, y'all know I'm dumb, I don't know the terminology, but she will be the one to officially say, yes, the Lion King is back. So God has forced her and Scar to relinquish the stolen throne right straight back to the Lion King where it rightfully belongs. We love you, Mr. Trump, and we are so happy for you. God bless.